There have been 5 legendary creatures spoiled from the lost Caverns of Ixalan, scheduled for release on November 17th. These all find themselves within the Naya color spectrum of red, green, and white. So let's get to monkeying around with the only one with all 3 of those colors, Huatli, Poet of Unity. A casualty of the desparkening, she now finds herself a lowly creature. On the bright side, she is surrounded by her beloved dinosaurs on the fields of Ixalan. While she has been in all 3 colors in the past, this is the first time she is all 3, though her initial casting cost is just 2 and a green. From there, she is a 2/3 human warrior bard that is going to find you a basic land from your library to reveal and put in your hand when she enters the battlefield. That is not what you're looking for in a commander, but like the Praetors from the March of the Machine, she can activate her ability for 3 and 2 of either red or white to be exiled and transformed as the saga Roar of the Fifth People. Unlike those Praetors, when the saga is maxed out on counters, the enchantment is sacrificed, rather than transformed back into the creature. As a potential commander, flat out, that's a massive drawback. But hear me out. If this enchantment reaches its final chapter, you won't have any need to recast your commander again, because this saga is a ticking, freaking time bomb, filled to the brim with raging dinosaurs. First chapter gives you 2 3/3 green dinosaur tokens. Second chapter gives the saga text that grants all creatures you control the ability to tap for a red, green, or white mana. Third chapter lets you tutor a dinosaur card from your library to reveal and put in your hand. With the resources you already had available to transform Huatli, and with your creatures now able to tap for all the different colors of mana in your deck, you'll likely be in a position to cast any dinosaur you want. And you're going to want to make it a big one, because the 4th and final chapter gives dinosaurs you control double strike and trample until the end of the turn. The enchantment resolving on planet Earth may have been the real cause of the dinosaur extinction, because this is the full nuclear option.
Where'd you want to serve?
I didn't serve, but if your spouse or grandparents served in the military?
Naya is a well-supported color combination for the dinosaur theme. So much so that I like Huatli, Poet of Unity, more in the 99 of some of the other dino commanders, like Zakama, Primal Calamity, Atla, Nest Tender, and Gishath, Sun's Avatar. Getting a land in hand for 3 mana is a nice early play to make sure you have access to all your colors, and then she'll just stand there, menacingly, waiting for you to press the win the game in 4 turns if my opponents don't do anything to stop me, but they probably will, but that's okay because that is one less piece of interaction to stop you from the rest of your game plan. Button. Going back to the 3rd chapter real quick, where you can tutor any dinosaur from your library, you should grab Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, the next legendary creature spoiled in the lost Caverns of Ixalan. Ghalta, Old Faithful, has that everlasting 12 power and toughness with trample. You love to see it. This time around, the dinosaur, rather than costing less or making tokens, will be leading the Stampede, letting you put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield when Ghalta enters the battlefield. It's super important to note that this is not a casting trigger, but an ETB effect, which isn't the most exciting thing in mono green, but absolutely massive when paired with other colors for blinking or reanimation. Sticking with Ghalta as the commander for a moment, I could see a play pattern like main phase sacrificing Terastodon to greater good to net 6 additional cards in hand, to then cast Ghalta Stampede Tyrant from the command zone. The dino enters the battlefield, and so too all the creatures from your hand, if you want. Without a doubt, I want Surak and Goreclaw in the 99 to give all the creatures that enter at the same time trample and haste. The other grain Ghalta for sure, Craterhoof Behemoth if I could afford it, maybe a wild Zapindrel appears. The explosion could be very real and is without a doubt more effective with haste creatures or a way to make them hasted, like Concordant Crossroads. Next is Abu from Agrabah. Wait, no, this is Breach's Eager Pillager, the Goblin Pirate. For 2 and a red, you get a 3/3 first striking creature that can trigger up to 3 different abilities when a pirate you control attacks, creating a treasure token, classic pirate, making a target creature unable to block for the turn, and exiling the top card of your library so you can play it this turn. Being only one color and having the ability be dependent on pirates attacking is somewhat limiting, but there are enough red pirates, treasure-making creatures, and utility you can build into a deck to make even the most seasoned buccaneer run scared into the crow's nest. Captivating Crew can make a trader of someone's creature. Zorn will get you an extra treasure, and Door of Destinies will make your smallest pirate look 10 feet tall. There is also another super popular commander partnership between the other breaches, Brazen Plunderer, and Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator, that I would be happy to add this creature to. If only Malcolm attacked with the Eager Pillager on the battlefield, you could be looking at 2 treasure tokens right there. If Daring Piracy is on the battlefield, that 1/1 pirate that keeps coming around could also be an impulsive card draw engine for you as well. Back-to-back sets for Kellen, this time in green-white as the Daring Traveler. The last set was the first time we saw Adventure Commanders, and it's pretty cool to see here again in Ixalan. The sorcery is Journey On for 1 green that creates X map tokens where X is 1 plus the number of opponents that control an artifact. In a game of Commander, you'll often be getting at least a couple of these artifacts, but as of now, no one knows what they do. My best guess is that maps usually lead to treasure. You tap and sacrifice the map token for 2 mana to create 3 tapped treasure tokens. Your guess is as good as mine though. Let me know what you think they'll do in the comments. The creature side is a 2/3 human fairy scout with an attack trigger. Whenever Kellen attacks, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature with mana value 3 or less, it goes in your hand. If not, you can keep it on top or put it in the graveyard. It's hard to evaluate a card when you don't know a central piece of it, but packing some powerful 3 mana value or less creatures seems like a natural starting point. Esper Sentinel and Dranith Magistrate. Why not? On the other side, I want to make use of the ability to put things in the graveyard. Eternal Witness hits both of these, being 3 mana and being able to return any card from the graveyard to your hand. Mending of Dominaria will mill you a bit, but get the higher mana value creatures you put in the graveyard back in your hand, and any lands you put in your graveyard onto the battlefield. It's really hard to dive too deep on Kellen, but it is certainly one to keep an eye on. The last legendary spoiled creature is a god, Ojer Axil, Deepest Might. He's got that Godric the Grafted dragon arm fit going on. I see you, Ojer. He's a 2 and 2 red 4/4 trampler that is another incredible piece for red burn decks that have seen some heavy hitters recently with Imodane the Pyrohammer and Solfim Mayhem Dominus. If a red source deals non-combat damage that is less than Ojer's power to an opponent, it deals damage equal to his power instead. If you've played Commander for some time, or even just got started with the Wilds of Eldraine, you've probably seen Impact Tremors and Goblin Bombardment. Ojer Axil turns these enchantments from 1 damage pings to heavy hitting 4 damage blows. It is worth noting, the source will deal the bonus damage, not Ojer, so you won't be stacking up commander damage this way. Then, if the creature dies, it just transforms into a land that taps for a red and can retransform by tapping for 2 and a red, but only if red sources dealt 4 or more non-combat damage this turn, and only as a sorcery. All the cards I mentioned already have got to be in the 99 if you are running him as a commander, but what I want to do is make his power really high, so instead of 4 damage, we can start doing 8, or 12, or 40. Dragon Mantle is a little ham-fisted, but would certainly get the job done. Commander's Plate is giving a lot of protection when you're in a single color, and the +3 power is a good start. Colossus Hammer and Unleash Fury sounds pretty fun. And in a totally different avenue back to pinging, all will be one with counters on Runaway Steamkin and Siobhan Devastator sounds fun too. Lost Caverns of Ixalan has only the smallest of spoiled cards so far, but the set is looking super fun and is seemingly already going to make an impact on the Commander format. Please take a second of your time to subscribe to the channel so you can catch more Commander content just like this every week. Like the video if you liked the video, and I'll catch you later for more monkeying around.